Alrighty then, what is up everyone? Just to catch you up on what the heck happened, because I'm recording this as soon as I wake up, because I want to get it done, and I'm really interested on what is happening within this game. But pretty much, Will Powers is testifying again, during this, so we're going to be pressing a whole bunch, just going all about that. I forgot what he's actually talking about. I actually think he's going to be talking about the bellboy, I believe. But, alright, let's get this going. So, after leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. Okay.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room.
Yeah, I kinda saw that by accident. Some accident? I say he saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. Excuse me.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. We're just trugging through a hill of shit. There's nothing to go on, man. Might as well just Wright should just quit being a lawyer. Just be a stripper. Mr. Wright, that's what they'll call him. Mr. Wright, the stripper, the male stripper. Hey, ladies. Alright, I'm done here. Yes, Your Honor.
The second meeting.
Ah, yeah. He only told us like 4 things, so it's not a lot, so that's good. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door. Just like that. Which hand did he knock with? Is that what you saw while you were busy spying?
Excuse me? Excuse me!
I may be a poor underpaid action star,
but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is where did you watch all this from Mr. Powers?
Oh, from the doctor in the bathroom with his left eye. And sort of a sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, do it. Does it really matter if he was doing it over and underhandedly? Doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care about. Great, I got his voice. There we go.
He gave me something.
I said hold it! Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Oh, so we gotta keep asking the same fucking question over and over again? Alright, I don't know. Fuck. Person inside, let's just go down. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm.
Then you're saying you don't see the person's face. Yeah. It's probably the Black Knight's arm. He was just using it. Somehow he was able to control the tendons to make it collapse down. Monty Python. Alright.
Well, it was Mr. Angard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Angard himself, I say.
And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing, then the old guy just left without even going into his room. Yeah. Alright. Let's get this going. I said hold it! Wow, okay. Easy to hold the fuck up, right? Hold the fuck up. Alright, what's this something? He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was that something? A little bit of love in your heart. If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, would I?
But that implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kinda small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. Then the bellboy left the crime scene. He immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Excuse me, my nose is itching really bad. Well, let's see. I think it was no.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. I saw it again. I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Do we have a wooden statue? No, we have a figurine. Is that it? Figurine? I don't even know. It looks like wood. It's all blocky, maybe. What was the point of that a pregnant pause?
Where did the objection come from? Well, speak up!
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Excuse me, itching the nose again? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, that's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this on Matt Ungard's mansion.
At the defendant's house.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
What does this mean?
What does it mean?
Nothing, dude.
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Heredia in his room. And then he stole the wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear began, being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the killer's client. Excuse me. Well, this is good for us, but, not good for the moment right now, I guess you could say.
Order! 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 I say order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have been later on. If you hadn't showed it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it's clear here that there's no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Yeah, who received the bear? Or who is that arm? Who is that mysterious arm? He was armed. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
There's still a few points left to have been not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
Person who received the bear. Did I say it exactly word for word? There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that was the identity of the person who received the bear.
He gave something to a person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
As long as we don't know who it is that took the bear. You can't... What is he screaming? Ah! Did I say the secret word? Pee-wee's Playhouse? Oh goodness, my nose is so congested right now. I apologize, guys, if I sound a little off. Or if I stop to sniffle.
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remember who took the bear.
What?
Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear.
It looks like a little froggy. Look at it. You've gotta be kidding me!
Are you sure that's Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Nickel Samurai. Uh-oh. Are you sure, Nickel Powers? Nickel Powers? What?
Order! Order! You can't read for shit! Looks like you dug your own grave yet again.
Yep, Luna's done that again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as well as we all know, man on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made this all clear.
What am I supposed to do now, Mia? Help! You don't have time to act lost. You got to find another angle to attack from. Hurry!
What?
Your Honor!
Again, Mr. Wright? We've all removed any and all questions of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from the court, Mr. Wright. I had to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. How manicured his fingers were. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
Oh, well, I guess we're choosing the bear. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear... I just picked a random one. I don't know what to pick. I'm sorry. I just started pressing up and down really fast. And it stopped where it stopped. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. On Guard's mansion. However, Mr. On Guard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. Oh, yeah, that's true. It is not possible that it was Mr. On Guard who took this bear to his mansion. Oh, I forgot about that.
Why, that's very true. True. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Disaster averted. You have gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself in God's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he used to kill her. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard's mansion as its butler. You fuck. It's good that you're saying this, but it's not good right now. Quit making my job harder. Just draw things out for me, like in the movie they did. Like in the Phoenix Wright movie, how they drew things out. He's like, I don't...
What a bold move.
What a heel. Yeah, what a heel. God damn it. Edgeworth is the heel, Wright is the face. Nah, Wright is the tweener. No, Edgeworth would be the tweener, I guess you could say, and Wright's the face. Whatever.
The bear figurine was brought back to our guard's mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, our guard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad that the police found it during their investigation.
Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack with? How about your Blue Eyes White Dragon card?
I think we've heard enough. We know why this bear figurine was the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick, like. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Ungard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you cannot win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated in this truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? Raise it up. Oh, ooh! I was about to click hear a verdict. Raise an objection.
I will now announce my verdict.
There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is that one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the client of the assassin. Reason number one: he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two: that very same figurine was found at Matt Ungard's mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the real client of the killer and therefore the real murderer?
Adrian Andrews? It was the camera all along! It was me all along, camera! It was me all along! Oh, anyway. Adrian Andrews.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know what that she tried to frame Matt Ungard for the crime. By wearing the spare nickel samurai costume.
Ah! Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Ungard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Ungard's mansion.
It was a well laid out trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in this defense's logic, besides which there is no evidence to support it. However, I cannot fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell Ungard did it.
I can't believe the defense would go as far to pin the guilt out to someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something pretty. It's murder of all things. Where the fuck is that puppet? He's hiding somewhere. He may be on the witness stands, but what the fuck is going on? This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order! Order! All disrupted parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor. For the benefit of defense, I'm willing to play along, with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer didn't specially bring the bear to on guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will be coming crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon the witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. Get out of here, Whip Powers. Let's see that pretty girl in turquoise pants. That ass.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo!
It is a break in silver buttons. Ah, goodness. Well, that's pretty interesting that we're able to weasel our way through everything. And it's good that Edgeworth is playing along, but he's playing along too well. Oh, this dummy. Let me start the recording. Alright, running on 22 minutes. Alright, March 23rd, 11:54 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto an Adrian. I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick?
Pearls, where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
Beep, motherfucker.
How's it going? How you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. That's good, pal. What are you talking about? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would, be really helpful. It's only been able to come to this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is it all out our hope for naught? A tent! A tent? I can see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So, it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The Very Big Circus. Maya's somewhere within 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey! Draw a circle on the map about 300 feet radius from the main tent, hurry! And I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let the battery die, okay, pal? Oh, God.
Beep, motherfucker.
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this! I just had to make the trial last a little longer. Alright, March 23rd, 12:05 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. poor girl's being put up on the stand again.
Court will now reconvene.
Excuse me, yawn. Alright. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to the client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering of obstruction of justice. However, you've been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of the murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, would you please enlighten the court to the bear's secrets?
Alright.
Why does she... The bear figurine. Alright, let's figure out what this is.
The bear figurine.
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you cannot open the bear. You really can't tell it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
Oh, okay. So this figurine is a container of sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there's really something to be, to bear at all. Press everything is my motto. A puzzle?
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
That's true. The people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that that was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it could be... I wonder if it's been taken apart. It being taken apart holds the secret all along. It was me, right? It was me all along. So you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn the tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what did you find after you take the puzzle apart? Small cavities, huh? And how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend of mine went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you.
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would fit perfectly for Juan.
So, it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Alright. Break it! Fuck this bear! Fuck this bear! So, who exactly knew how to solve the puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's inside.
Well, it is a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken.
Huh. Who else knows that the bear is actually a small container or a jewelry box?
I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get from now. Alright, figuring updated to the court record. Can I solve it? I'd like to buy a vowel, please. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have, come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is, this bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is, what is inside the box? Oh god, what's in the box? Penis.
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness.
Yes.
You're the only one who can open this. Please.
Alright. She's gonna do it with the turquoise.
There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now, as she solves the puzzles and takes the bears apart.
Click, motherfucker!
I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess on what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Corridia, former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corridia himself. Ah! It seems Celeste Impacts has very beautiful handwriting, and she's just as beautiful signed her name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, do you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Because it had already been taken by the killer.
Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think.
Now then, I believe it's only appropriate the contents of this note be made known.
I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I cannot allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear throughout the dead silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that have happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by a guard. About being engaged to the Corridia and in guard role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
That's all Miss Impacts had to say.
Well, I guess a suicide note's a little too dark for a. I believe this is a teenage rated game, rated T for teen. I believe. I'm not exactly sure. Actually, no, I think it's rated E10 for everyone. So handling these kind of subjects are definitely Imagine Phoenix Wright if it had an M rating. If it had an M rating, it wouldn't be the same. You know, when you think about it. So, yeah, that's just my thought on that right now. And it's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's only one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for the murder. Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make a contents to the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word!
That on guard values about all else is his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop the note from being made public.
At any cost.
Celeste suicide note. I wonder if I can read it.
Rabble, this shit's great.
It's on guard's fault that the woman killed herself.
This time, he even went so far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that.
How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are side-by stories out there who would defend these creeps too.
What the fuck? Where the hell is this puppet?
There's no margin for doubt here. Mr. De Killer's client goal was to obtain the suicide note. Speaking of, I want to read. And they don't let me read. You fuck! And the only person who needed the note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that when we come to the truth at last, the defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Oh, God. How about the thing that was in the figurine? There's no need for the figurine anymore since we already know what's there. And they're kind of showing that he was trying to hide it. So, maybe the suicide note? But the suicide note holds a lot of weight, and yet no weight. So, I don't know, per se. What was I on? Whoever which one I was on, I do it. Please wait, Your Honor! Oh, man.
Look at that lawyer.
He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
This fucking puppet, man. I think Your Honor believes that Mr. Man on Guard is, ordered to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Heredia until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Man on Guard could have not known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said.
Order! Order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defendant seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon himself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession. Madame Guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. Then even went so far to use the type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim Juan Correia was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on Guard. Oh, great.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
you don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of. It's not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you were confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But the camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this gumshoes bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Madame God's fingerprints were on there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras are hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to the evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along.
It was me. All along. It was me, Juan.
He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bad killer?
Shush! Stop it! Don't talk, don't look at him.
The way he sweated is just so, nasty.
Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? What am I going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on the case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgotten one very important thing. Well, what is that, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Are you speaking of riddles all of a sudden? What didn't he look into? The note? The suicide note? The notes in general? I don't know.
Alright, I think the time we finally understood everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is? That still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I guess we gotta figure something else. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily.
You're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all.
In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something that you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I have no fucking clue. The bear? The note? Who knows? Celeste's photo? This shit? All this shit leads to Matt. All this shit leads to Matt. What do I do? What did he look into? Let's recall what he's trying to say. So everything he was talking about was that was him and the camera. That's it. But he didn't talk about the suicide note at all and why he wanted. Well, he did talk about why he wanted it. Fuck! Ah! But he didn't explain why he knew of it. Alright. Alright. Yeah, bitch. Alright. How about that?
That's his misimpact suicide note, right?
Huh. Who knows? I mean, sure the suicide note was found inside the bear, but this bear was in my possession until a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh!
So, as to whether the pivotal of the evidence was really written by Miss Pax or not, has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Ah!
Mr. Wright, you can seriously be suggesting...
Mr. Wright, you are saying the suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you're the one who tried to pin the murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness testimony concerning the figure. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself.
Oh, exploding glasses.
Miss Andrews? You wrote the note, didn't you? I need to start a new recording. Wrote it on 24 minutes. You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on Guard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show the court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you're the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of the proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting in the suicide note?
It was as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that, yet again, we have reached a point where the verdict is impossible.
Impossible? That's impossible! That isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry the trial for one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis my butt.
That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time.
On Guard is guilty. Look at it, he can tell you.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty, guilty.
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
That fucking puppet's causing a riot!
What's that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Beep, motherfucker! Hello? Gumshoe? What is with them, and what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found the hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't worry. I need a little more time. But don't tell me don't. We don't have any time anymore.
Guilty, guilty,
Guilty, guilty, guilty, guilty, guilty, guilty, guilty, guilty.
This fucking puppet's causing problems for me. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far in.
Oh! What is it?
Let me talk to Edgeworth.
I can't even do his voice anymore after doing that. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please go and get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm able to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone call after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Take that! That was bootleg as fuck! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you've got to buy us some more time! Court is in session.
Beep, motherfucker!
I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, it is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... Shit!
I'm reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend the proceedings until tomorrow.
It's time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for today.
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of your time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on the piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain the results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we just adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
"30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor!"
Very well. At the prosecution's request, the court will now take a 30-minute recess. Be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Holy shit! March 23rd, 2004 p.m. I mean... 2004 p.m., yeah. 2:04 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Right. Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time.
Beat, motherfucker.
Report. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in the rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? I thought you asked, pal. I've got things he left with me right now. I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We do have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on the hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get too much trouble over this. With my hunk of a junk car, I'd say we'd be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright. Just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all stops and running every red light! Uh-oh. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What the fuck is going on? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. You got in a car crash? No one can stop. I'm...
Beep, beep, motherfucker.
Uh-oh. Car crash? What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We gotta hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he hasn't, he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen! Well, if there is any way we can find out where he is, we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? I guess there has to be a way. That's right! There is a way! Oh yeah, What's-Her-Face? What's-Her-Face has a tracker on him. I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through... Franziska. Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in talk then with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska.
Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what am I doing now? I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you did your job well or not. That can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict.
Is Prosecutor Edwards here?
Yes, Bailiff.
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it's extremely urgent.
He's probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
Ah, what? Fuck you, bitch!
Fuck you. Bullshit.
Alright, whatever. I guess we'll continue going on. I won't split the footage. Oh, goodness. Do we have a lot of stuff to do? I'm guessing we have a lot of stuff to do. I don't want to do said stuff. I just want this to end. Come on, man. Alright. March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Why is he all tense?
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analyses on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is forgery.
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impacts herself. It is a fake.
Order. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impacts, then who wrote it?
We need more time to do more detailed analyses, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Correia. Mr. Correia? Well. It looks like Miss Impacts never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Mr. Engard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under an assumption that is real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Present evidence? The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Madame Engard to not have known it was a fake. It's impossible for Madame Engard to not have known it was a fake. So that would mean the cameras, right? Because he would see him forge it, because he's spying on him, right?
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera! Oh, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier, you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note, because he was spying on the victim, is that right? If that was true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
So then the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution theories as to what for Mr. Unguard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Unguard mentioned Mr. Corredia 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in place of Mr. Unguard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery as, at an unknown place?
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
Huh? As you figured.
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? The prosecution can't prove Mr. Unguard's motive through the evidence. Then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth's stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual.
Well, what sort of witness is that person, Mr. Edgeworth?
The witness is one who perfectly fit to the answer once and for all the questions of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer the question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is that witness?
It is,
Yes, go on. Who is it?
the man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer.
Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer.
We got him? We got him!
You mean the killer? I mean the assassin.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here, to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a matter of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, and I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright,
Yes?
is this alright with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well then. The prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there another way to let this left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. What the fuck? Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm the professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor,
How can you remain so calm? What is the meaning of this two-way radio?
actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we don't trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we cannot even be sure this is real Mr. the Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are the fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya!
A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objection to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer.
It looks like we have run into another unexpected turn of events. Well, it does seem like we have too many choices under circumstances here.
Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be?
At the request of the client, you killed Mr. Juan Correia in the court, correct? Correct? Is that you say I indeed killed Mr. Correia? Now that we've let's move on to the name of your client. Very well.
This is all just a bad dream, yes. That is, it's a bad dream.
Shelley the killer. What's he going to say?
The fuck? A bird and now a transceiver. Okay.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness's stand. It is my wish that you grasp the concept before I give the name of my client.
What?
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. It's almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by his one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond the people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, attorney. I said that there is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on. People on the internet do.
Well, it appears this is one witness you can badger, Mr. Wright.
That's because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my service in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time, one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long.
You'd kill him.
They would certain.
That's enough, please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypocritical anyway.
Alright, and that's the reason I'm here today on the witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I wouldn't think that would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. That client was already broken the rules and acted outside the prescribed role.
The role?
The person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal. Sorry about that. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. He won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that's coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all the extra stuff, just tell us the name already. Phoenix, try to calm down a little, and it's important to try to understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know.
What the fuck is going on? I gotta do this again? What is going on? Why am I doing this again? Do I have to... The trust between you and your client.
I provide my service in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my client is discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties that assassins and clients to carry out.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray the person?
I have no trust relations with the client. We cannot understand their assigned roles.
Just my luck. As an assassin with a conscience, who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think, really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose my information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you have value trust over all else. I believe you already.
Excellent. And that is the reason I am here today as a witness stand.
Is he gonna tell us? I don't know what's going on.
What is it?
No, I can't bring myself to ask the client's name.
If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will.
Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Correia?
That person... that person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What? Did not expect that.
Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? What the hell is going on? I thought... I gotta start a recording, hold on. Ugh. I thought this guy was telling the truth, and then he's just playing this, man. I thought he was gonna tell the truth, but he's playing this. This can't be on the phone earlier. What is going on? What is going on here? My guess is that Mr. Tequila just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with his court, Mr. Tequila told him a different name. Matt and God, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned the witness.
You Shelly the killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ungard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help require his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah. I bet everyone in them stands are getting mind-fucked. They're like, what?
No way!
Oh shit! Oh, damn it! I didn't get to read it. I clicked A like an idiot.
Provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there's a possibility that the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitely of all, We have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. Tequila Klein, who was requested the murder, was not a defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that that means that Matt Angard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Beat, motherfucker. Bailiff, please bring us Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, Angard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Angard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Excuse me. Would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the killer is certainly the lying under oath.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. The testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews? The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste is dead. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. Tequila himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the Nickel Samurai's costume, or donning.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and yet you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead.
I know. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes. I know the truth.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict or save Maya? Or do I throw my chances away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the trial to continue, obviously, right? Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Angard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take a fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, I'm now better than Angard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I know the real truth. He could have gotten Angard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. Tequila.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through this witness lies and find the truth. That it's my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
A miracle in courtroom 3.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
Right away, Your Honor. What the hell is going on?
Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you need for me was the name of my client. What else could you need for me for? Need for me for? Need for me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done.
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. Your legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Okay. Alright. About my client, part 2. As I've already stated a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Correia was dead. But even more appealing in that creation, the planting of the knife and button, the act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have a cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimonies like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here.
Huh? What the witness has just said has nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lie that is oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes 2 of us.
About my client, cross-examination. Alright, time to weed more shit out and dig us a even bigger hole than what's already given. I guess. Alright, I'm switching chairs, by the way.
I have 2 chairs that I sit in, and this one's more comfy. As I've already stated, a few witnesses are damaged to my client. However, I press that.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicion on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trail. No. I'm not thinking of that.
But Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you do something like that, Your Honor?
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your clients, are they not? I don't know what I have to do. Do I have to present something? Do I have to press all the way through? I'm not exactly sure what I need to do here. I think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. It goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. Always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You truly make things easy.
Excuse me.
Thank you! My business cards makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything to go and stab the deceased with a knife. And even hide my card from sight. There is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here.
While pretending to be the first person to discover the body.
So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my service, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you, I have no intentions of ever using your service.
Why does he keep looking at me like that? Am I the one on trial here?
Adrian Andrews knew from the very beginning that Juan Correia was dead.
Did she? From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room, all of my clients knew precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. Oh, do I gotta present something here? Alright! Yeah! I'm taking it as a hit. Oh, I'm stretching. Oh, I'm stretching.
That's odd.
She didn't know he was dead, right? She poured out that juice. Because she tried waking him. And he has a hard time waking up. So she poured out that juice before trying to shake him awake. So is the juice the thing I gotta present here? Please? The wine? Wine? People say juice, people say wine. What's the difference? Wine's alcoholic. Here? Thank you so much for taking your time to testify, Mr. the Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room,
your client had no idea that Juan Correia had been murdered.
But how? How did you know that?
From the wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass.
Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Correia had only fainted, which is why the glass of tomato juice is poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgewood, what is your opinion?
strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now.
Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have been had knowledge of Mr. Correia's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client after all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. I'm sorry.
That sounded like an awful weak objection to me.
Anyway, I'm positive there were a contradiction in that testimony.
The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Alright. Request taken. Alright. I'm always taking deep breaths before doing this. Your case came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my service on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar and discussed and finalized a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistake.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step of building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
I wonder where I don't know what to get out of this. One week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, have my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my clients, this time, had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time. It was a request for my service on the night of the award ceremony. Did you ask why on that night specifically? No. I try to fulfill all conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Press further. So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Montcorinia's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. He must be talking about the bear puzzle. Inside the figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose the contents of the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figurine was. I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now an importance?
Not really, because we already know everything about him. What the killer said sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor. I don't think it's very important.
Well then, witness, please continue.
He met a certain bar. He met at a certain bar to disclose finalizing matter. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I would never take a request by telephone or the mail. Why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
I don't think it was. Why he meets a client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face, that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, what's the testimony just now of any importance?
Yes, it was very important. He said him. If I heard what I think I just heard right now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe that testimony just now was the utmost importance.
Oh, really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now as in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I couldn't trust this person as a client. Nope, bitch, you're saying it's a girl, but then you end up... I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly the Killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Ah, unisex name, huh? Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Ooh! Oh, I broke! Shit. Cave.
Order! Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this?
The witness testified the following. That he... Excuse me. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when they're taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. This is exactly the point. That means Mr. D. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. He's sweating oil.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Androgynous.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. D. Killer. The entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated the Adrian Andrews gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
Aw, yeah.
Shelly the Killer, this court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have been mixed up the clients with another.
So does this mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify once more. I know he's going to spit out more lies.
Very well. But this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. Because all I can handle.
Oh, gotta create a new recording. 25 minutes. Alright, request taking, part 2. Yes, now I remember I took the request by mail. There has been many times when I took the job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Vaughn Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. No, you just said you meet everyone! You fucking liar! Why am I getting angry? He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there from across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Okay. Yes, now I remember, I took the request by mail. There has been many times when I took a job without having my name unknown. My blah, blah, blah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoops. I accidentally started reading again. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your clients this time? No, I did not. Oh. Come now, let's stop with the game and cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess.
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his clients?
I don't have any proof on this. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Yeah, I don't have any evidence to be able to go against it, so... There's nothing that came up about him meeting his clients up until now, so... There we go. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Man! And why would you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I meet each one, every client, I will lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have the mail that's in a special insulated envelope?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. Which I meant to electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would be the parrot, hands down. But he didn't. He didn't. Literally, in like the 5th case in the previous game, the last case, dealing with Edgeworth, when you're defending Edgeworth. There's a parrot. Anyway, so you took the job without having met your client, and... Quest was for the murder of one and 2 other dudes. 2 or 3 other small things? All the... Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It should be really bad if I push his button the wrong way and he gets mad. Fuck that button, bitch! Edgeworth Law was gonna save me. Whether or not you're trying to, they're related to the case of the court to be decided. Mr. Attorney. Yes. Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Oh. This is looking really bad. I should press my luck, alright. I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Everything's worth pursuing in a man of a young heart! Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your clients requested were. Oh goodness, that water was deliciously cold. If it is truly the important, suppose I don't have much of a choice. A bear figurine. The bear figurine? The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was the figurine? It was inside Mr. Corredia's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish.
I like that song. Alright. Stretch again! Goodness! I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours. Been in close to an hour and 45 minutes. Just changed to hour and 46 minutes for me. But, alright. Want to find the bear, the things that Miss Andrews wanted. Miss Andrews didn't want it, you fuck! I found this figurine in Mr. Unguard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there?
I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
There was a contradiction, because it was a fuck. So, the killers say he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. Look at Wright's finger. I always found it weird. It looks like there's like a little worm squirming on his face. But I know somewhere in the statement there's a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his head. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So, now what, Doctor? Present evidence, I guess? Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at the Unguard mansion. Is that correct?
Yes. Why are you going with this?
Well, I think maybe you might have to remember a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is a battle of wits. I get let up with them. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of the bear. Why wouldn't she get the bear? She was trying to find the bear, right? She was trying to find the bear so she could burn the suicide note. Alright, do I press the suicide note? Present, I mean? Shelly the killer? If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should have not been inside of it. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where's everything going? Do I need to pick up a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was going to burn it, for her sake.
If even for a single minute the bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the single note out, a suicide note out, and burned it. I can't believe I replaced single with suicide. What is this, a kid's show?
Order, order! So that's what you're trying to do. That's where you're going. I don't need a briefcase then.
So, by the very fact the suicide note was still inside the bear, tell us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Ooh!
Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix, right?
I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else! I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please, excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please. Not that, please wait. Mr. Attorney,
Bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise. Ah.
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness outburst just now.
Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are.
A prosecution... Rest.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no more further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its set stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. D. Killer's testament is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the Killer's client is... Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I end the trial here right now, and your client, Madame Gard, will be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense final remark. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Madame Gard, to the stand.
The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done evil and to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least, on the charge of a murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Ha! So, I guess even old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. On Guard,
You're atrocious as a lawyer, aren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that's refreshing like a spring breeze crafts. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I just save Maya's life? You better get on guard at guilty sentence, okay? But if I do that, Maya would be... But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense final statement on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is... Go for justice, and in turn losing Maya, or go for injustice, in turn saving Maya. But she asked us what to do, and it's the right thing to do. He's guilty.
What are you waiting for? Answer, Mr. Wright. A man on guard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Man on guard is...
Objection!
Franziska von Karma!
What are you doing? Ow!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly what you should never take your eyes off of the scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about the scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. His jacket.
What a filthy old colt this is!
That's Gumshoe's. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. Thought long and hard this whole trial. All for what's inside the raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right. Mr. Edgeworth, I grant permission to do so. However, there's one obvious rule applies here.
Excuse me.
If these items do not bring up any new points, then it will not be accepted by the court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
You must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, or at least something that will turn the whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. It is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Question for more details. Does the pistol have any relation to the case? We have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with the case, at least to me. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I get the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. Pistol added to the court record, alright. Second piece of evidence is a videotape. Oh, is it him killing? From on guard's mansion. Question for real detail. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelley the killer is no ordinary man. Last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform. Is that the uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There was one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing in the uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue.
Alright.
That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure if we were under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about it. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor! Please, allow me to examine. Fuck it, I hit my elbow! Fuck!
Oh, no. I'll start a new recording, hold on. What the fuck? I smashed my elbow.
Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court has always had all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist, but you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Make on God's wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's witness first. If a God himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but... that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If Ungard were to no longer think that God as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know, both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if he could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger the problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The piece he was just showing, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what he always worked for us? Isn't that what always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge have all seen the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all, and those people do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. The court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying that is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for your sake, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
It's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try, that is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking on guard down at the same time. Which has something to do with Shelly the Killer.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Shelly the Killer. Remember, Mia said we gotta make him drop the contract, in which pretty much he abandons him.
I see. And now, tell the court what one piece of evidence you would like to show the person.
The videotape?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing the evidence to the witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright. It looks like they got a hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you not to concern yourself with being about a speedy and end trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes. One is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. It was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid it seems I have failed in the regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me. There's a video camera hidden on at the camera's crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place that time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so that he could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? Wanted to blackmail you, bruh? I would like to know why. Blackmail! Why did Matt Ungar film the crime scene? The reason why he did, that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail on you. They wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all an assassin. Oh, come on. Come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, or even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks about plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all danger that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us numerous times during your testimony, you said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that is right. But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the D-Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the end of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the D-Killer's next target. I get it. That is how we'll turn this cause around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over for now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to your precious item. What the? I'm not an item!
Beat, motherfucker.
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Thank goodness.
This trials appear to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. And, Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I now do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You finally received the acquittal you wanted so bad. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Something in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, the man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you should understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Plead not guilty! You're guilty, motherfucker! Man on guard? Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. Oh shit. Oh! 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 What the fuck?
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
I don't remember you helping out as much.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to the society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what she did. The witness. How should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern for me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself in who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I am honestly happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel this moment. This is the first time I've ever felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
It looks like we've all resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Ugh. Goodness. March 23rd. Oh my god, that was... Oh god. That took forever. Oh, 2 hours and 16 minutes, bro. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby number 3, 924. I was about to say that for some reason. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? Is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all that. That's what's really important. You now realize there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt Engard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right.
Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way as we speak in a patrol car.
Mystic Maya's safe! You did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow, she punches despicably hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh?
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
Uh-oh. Oh god, please don't hit me. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I use every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that I had done, so I left the prosecution's office. Whoop! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, everyone.
And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who is ashamed of himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment I clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we do so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would have held strong with his undying faith. And even then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight, fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes, one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for one each other, but we will always eventually reach that one single truth that I promise you. You know, they should have just named them paradoxes instead of having contradictions, even though they're pretty much the same thing, you know? They should have done that. That would have been great. Instead of having them be contradictions, juicy contradictions, it'd be paradoxes. I don't know, just something a little bit different that I guess will make it sound a little bit different. But, you know, some people don't know what paradoxes are, so, yeah. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth that I promise you.
The truth
Will set you free. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys, lawyers exist. Defense lawyers exist. Oh, well, yeah, no, same. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights to set on victory. Who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When he disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew all had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool.
Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Franziska threw something at the ground just now. This is electromagnetic receiver. It's that thing that she used to track Detective Gumshoe. I'll return this to the precinct later. There is something else. She threw her whip.
Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I am sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya!
Aw, look at them so happy.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guards convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Oh, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever.
Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak,
I would just come back and hunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Heh.
Growl. Grrr.
Alright. I think it's time we, got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? Am I a prime rib at least?
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up the usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening, and got in the way of our gourmet food. So, I've decided that we have to make it up and having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Goodness. March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Gatewater Hotel, hotel lobby. Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. He looks so weird. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? And it wasn't a red light thing that got him.
You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight, even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
I'm meant to that, pal. I'm meant.
You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, detective. Wait, hold on, let me create a new recording. Alright, we're good. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this try would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 total things. What?
4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the item in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item.
Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But, oh boy, I tell you, really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
You think?
Why did she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really scared. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had a rough gal. So where's the picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know,
I don't know where it went. Aw, too bad.
well, it's alright.
It wasn't anything important anyway.
I'm sure it's nice to finally see them both smiling again.
Beep beep, motherfucker. Beep beep. Motherfucker, beep beep.
Huh? What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she struck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait! What? I just want to say... Thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone are enough here. I wonder if there's anything I could give him to express how I feel. You got a whip. What the fuck would I give him? I want to say my bad, but I don't want to end up doing something bad. But let's just say the whip since we just got it. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You... and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya! Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can get back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly! Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me! Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone says thank you to Nick.
Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in the hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anyhow for $300,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is good to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then. If you say so. Objection! That was nice that they let us do that. Oh, and that's it, huh? Shu Takumi. Shu Takumi.
Oh, you really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
I guess everyone's gonna say their thanks just like at the end of the first one, I believe, but I'll give my thoughts at the end once everything's all done, instead of just constantly being interrupted by people.
I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you just in case.
Why would they listen to a kid for that? Come on. Oh, goodness. By the way, I'm not making it go forward. It's going forward by itself. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back to the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like letting one go is bad for the society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. They're advancing the talking without me, so I'm kind of behind there. This was great. Definitely the... Oh, I remember her.
I'm Maggie Bird, and returning to uniform as of today. I'm going to be a waitress from now on.
and bring smiles and joys to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. I forgot all about her. It's been like a month. Oh, God.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hody. Recently, yes. That girl, you know. I haven't seen her around, yes. But I remember if I even laid so much of an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got weak, though. Yes.
God damn it. Main programming. Tadaki Yamamoto. But, oh, Max, it's time to begin our quest of the world circus domination, sweetie. And so let the world know our serious plan to make up Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think? Do you think there's a castle made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think there are many other bunnies even won't laugh at Moe's jokes. They're gonna see Moe now? Yeah. I love you too.
I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more complimentary to jokes. Mo Curls represent. Well, I got a new act all worked out, Project a Hallelujah Chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
That's my favorite voice to do in this game. Truly is. I love it. I love it. Because it's so drastically different from all the other voices I do. All my other voices are a little softer, because obviously my voice isn't as deep as most.
What's this, drat? It's just an ordinary electronic razor. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this?
Oh, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means I must have a deep-hitting meaning.
But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me? Would they? I was never like that, like in the old days. Everyone thought they would be me. Call me Queen Wendy and treat me with royalty. That's going to speaking and burn playing in a fire. Very dangerous because of a warehouse where they store scenery with a burn bright.
Oh yeah, special thanks to those guys.
I appreciate everything that Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have her meet everyone.
Ishura Inaba.
Asushi Inaba.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. I'm going to search on the internet, see if I can find it. Uh-oh. Oh, it died. It dead. Executive producer Shinji Mikami. Who's next? Is that the end? March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Department, Gates 12. Where are you going, Franziska? Is this, How do you know I was here? Was this... That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. 4 items? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me. I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me. After I've left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intentions of stopping. If you say you're going to quit, you're walking down the prosecutor's path, and quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways. From Franziska von Karma. Oh, she's crying. I am a Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you should better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, isn't that adorable? Usually the most hardened people have the softest insides, I guess you could say. Delicious, soft, pink insides of Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we're going to meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. I wonder what it is. You gonna show it to me? Show it to me. Yeah? No? Fuck! That's the piece of evidence, huh? She drew on the card. Capcom. Even though most of these guys are assholes, but whatever. They made a pretty decent game here. This last case saved the game for me, because the game was feeling rather meh when I think about it. Alright, so that's where the last part where it's saved at. So, we're done with Justice for All, people. Finally done with a playthrough, getting ready to move on to things. Mother 3 is going to be taking its place. You know, going down the path of Mother 3, but, yeah. Just to tell you guys what I thought of this. Now, the first and second case, you guys know how I felt about them. The second case was obviously interesting, but, you know, there was something about it. The third case definitely was a step in the right direction. You
Definitely was way more interesting. Definitely had great characters within it. The second case obviously probably was lacking. The first case was a tutorial. I can't really say anything about it except I don't like that it was a tutorial. But hey, I think it's dumb. I don't like tutorials even when it's within a game already ahead of time. But you know, whatever. People pick up games. You can't really tell that this is this is the second game because this isn't Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All 2. You know, so. You can't really guess that. It's just a name-to-name basis kind of thing. But I enjoyed the third case and I enjoyed the fourth case. I enjoyed the fourth case greatly. It was awesome. Definitely, it was pretty much Wright had to question everything that he believed in. He had a pretty much change of character somewhat, a revelation, which is great. Some character development within it, which is interesting. Obviously, the development with Franziska and what we've learned about Edgeworth. So the characters are growing. They're not staying stagnant like I thought they would. Except Maya. Maya's still silly, but she's like a supporting character, so it's nothing really. We were introduced to a new character named Pearls, which was a great introduction to be able to replace the fact that we won't be able to call Mia, when Maya is gone or kidnapped. So I guess that was her reason for being brought in, obviously. But if I were to rate this game out of 10, I'd probably rate it around a 7.5 or an 8. Probably 7 or a 7.5. It wasn't the strongest game. Obviously, the first two cases were lackluster. But the next two cases were the best, and the best one being the last one. And it should be that way. This should be the coup de grace. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with Shelly the Killer, if he's going to be a recurring character within the next one. But, yep, that is about it. I hope you guys join me for the next Phoenix Wright game, if I ever do play, or any game I'm playing. You guys were great. Definitely in the comment section, some of you guys were interesting, asking for Mr. Phoenix Wright to have a love interest and actually answering what's your favorite cookies. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty humorous, and I like when you guys comment. Actually, it makes things all that worthwhile. It makes the videos, all the work I put in them, worthwhile. You know, the likes are okay, but you know, the comments really get to me. But until next time, everyone, my name is Luna. I am the voice for everyone in Yell Man. Until next time, stay frosty.